Well, Donald Trump's victory isn't merely an electoral setback for the Washington establishment. It has been a psychological shock, and it's seen as an existential threat. Journalist Glenn Greenwald recently wrote in The Intercept that the American deep state of government agencies and military intelligence has, in effect, gone to war with Donald Trump, and the media and the Democratic Party, he says, have been happy to tag along with that. Mr. Greenwald joins us tonight from Rio de Janeiro. Glenn, thanks a lot for joining us. I just want to restate for our viewers who may not know you are not a Trump supporter, and you say that pretty explicitly in this piece you wrote yesterday, but you watched this dossier leak into the American media, and your immediate response, as you wrote in your piece, was, this comes from the American intelligence community, and here's why, and I want to put this on the screen. Their most valuable instrument is the U.S. media, much of which reflexively reveres, serves, believes, and sides with hidden intelligence officials. And Democrats, still reeling from their unexpected and traumatic election loss, as well as their systemic collapse of their party, seemingly divorced further and further from reason with each passing day, are willing, eager, to embrace any claim, cheer any tactic aligned with any villain, regardless of how unsupported, tawdry, and damaging those behaviors might be. Boy, that is quite an indictment.
I think it's warranted. I mean, you see Democrats at this point, even liberals, more or less openly calling for and cheering for the intervention of the CIA, the intelligence community, the overall deep state, hoping that because they failed to do so, that this unelected faction in Washington will undermine and subvert and destroy the legitimacy of Donald Trump's presidency before he's even inaugurated. And I think what you're seeing is actually quite dangerous. There really is, at this point, obvious open warfare between this unelected but very powerful faction that resides in Washington and sees presidents come and go on the one hand, and the person that the American democracy elected to be the president on the other, who's supposed to be its chief executive. And there's clearly extreme conflict and a lot of subversion taking place.
So you write correctly, I think, that the CIA in particular was openly against Trump going back a full year. Why is that, do you think? Why did they oppose Trump?
I think there are a lot of reasons. I think the #1 foreign policy priority of the CIA over the last 4 to 5 years has been the proxy war they're waging in Syria to remove Bashar al-Assad, and Hillary Clinton was quite critical of Obama for constraining them. She wanted to escalate that war, to unleash the CIA, to impose a no-fly zone in Syria to confront Russia, whereas Trump took the exact opposite position. He said, we have no business in Syria trying to change the government. We ought to let Russia and Assad go free and killing ISIS and al-Qaeda and whoever else they want to kill. He was a threat to the CIA's primary institutional priority of regime change in Syria. Beyond that, Clinton wanted a much more confrontational and belligerent posture toward Moscow, which the CIA has been acrimonious with for decades, whereas Trump wanted better relations. I think they viewed Trump as a threat to their institutional preeminence, to their ability to get their agenda imposed on Washington.
Now, what's chilling about this, as you point out pretty extensively in this piece, which I would definitely recommend to our viewers, is that there are a lot of ways to oppose Trump if you disagree with him, and you recommend some of them because you oppose Trump. But this way is